All right, aloha everybody. Happy Aloha Friday. I'm your host, Dylan Chase Lee, and welcome back to another episode of Manoa Valley Theater Live. So, without further ado, let's bring in our main man, Kip Wilburn, the Executive Director at Manoa Valley Theater. Kip. There you are. Sorry.
How's it going, Dylan?
It's going.
We're having a little rough technical stuff today, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Listen, everybody, Thank you for tuning in. And if you were here last time, welcome back. If it's the first time, welcome to the Ohana. We're really glad to see you. And, MVT Live is our effort to stay in touch with you and also to bring you a little levity, a little entertainment during this time that we're all having to deal with. Because one of these days, as I said in my message before, we're going to say, hey, you remember the coronavirus? Yeah, that's going to happen someday. I promise you. So, Dylan, what's going on with you, man?
Nothing much. Just trying to stay busy. I have a few projects that I'm working on from home. And, of course, hosting Manoa Valley Theater Live is keeping me busy as well. So.
All right. So you're not going crazy at home, right?
Not so much. Thankfully, I have a few projects out are keeping me sane.
Okay, good for that. Hey, you do have another project. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
You like try?
Chansong. I can chansong. So we have Pigeon Theater on Tuesdays at 4:00 p.m. Join me and a couple of my friends, Sean Chu, Michael Donato, Richu Uyeno, Christina Uyeno, and Stephanie Kong as we read to you folks Twelfth Night or whatever. A script written by James Benton and directed by Terrence Knapp.
All right, good deal. And listen, part of what this is about as well is for us to say thank you for your support and to also say, it's your support that's going to get us through this. Because as we know, we're not producing. When we're not selling tickets, the income stops. And you can help that so that we're strong and healthy again on the other side. And we can continue to bring fantastic theater to you. Because that's our joy. And we love doing that for you and want to see you at the theater. So I guess without further ado, Dylan, I'm going to hand this off to you. We've got fantastic guests today that we're so happy to see again.
But before we see those guests, do you want to tease a little something? Maybe something that might be happening for next season?
What could you be talking about?
I don't know.
That's right. End of the broadcast. We're going to announce the season, and you're going to be the first ones to know.
All right. Sounds good. So remember what Kip said. End of the broadcast, we'll be announcing the next season from Manoa Valley Theater. So stay tuned, and you'll be the first to hear it.
And if you want to make a donation, call Eric at 808-988-6131.
Yep. Or we can go to the ManoaValleyTheater.com website under Get Involved. All right. I'll send you back in. Hey, we'll see you later, Kip.
All right.
And, of course, during this time, we were doing Manoa Valley Theater Live in an effort to bring you content during the coronavirus. So, as a reminder for things about the coronavirus, please make sure to wash your hands. When you cough, please do it in your elbow. Don't touch your face. Keep a safe distance, at least 6 feet from each other, and stay home if you can. There have been 3 deaths related to the coronavirus here in Hawaii, and at least over 300 cases of people who are affected by the coronavirus. So please, we'd like to flatten the curve, stay home, and just watch us. I mean, I think we're pretty fun. All right, I'm making it awkward. I'm sorry. In other news, Desperate Measures postponed to May 14th, going through May 14th to the 31st at Manoa Valley Theater. Please call 808-986-3131 or go to ManoaValleyTheater.com. Now, in honor of our 1-year anniversary of Allegiance that was produced by Manoa Valley Theater, we have 2 very special guests today. So you folks can stop listening to me talk please help me welcome our first guest, Ethan Le Phong. Ethan, how are you?
Hi, I'm very good.
I think we're about 6 feet apart, aren't we? But
yeah, I think. Oh, excuse me. I'm having a glass of wine. I have to take this off. Oh. Hi, everybody.
How are you, Ethan?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You have the mask. You have what I believe is wine. I think you're handling the quarantine pretty well, aren't you?
You know, it's wine time somewhere in the world, so it's all good.
Okay. Well, Ethan, we understand that you played Sammy Kimura in the show Allegiance by George Takei. Could you please just go over what Allegiance is?
Yeah, well, last year we had this great show called Allegiance at Monroe Valley Theater, and it's a musical written by Jay Kuo and Mark Akato and Lorenzo Thun, and it follows an American-Japanese family during the time of World War II and the Japanese internment camps, and it asks the question or the challenges of loyalty, tradition, allegiance towards family and country, and also, you know, the importance of love.
All right. So as I said before, you played Sammy. Could you go over a little bit more about your role as Sammy?
Yeah, Sammy is, but the show contains two parts where I played the younger Sam Kimura, and it's his journey of how he had to find himself during that time. He, you know, where his struggle was, where does his loyalty was towards his family or towards his country. And with him being born in America, he definitely felt like he was an American and he wanted to stand for saving his country. But society and what's the ignorance of other people, prejudice has, you know, has caused a lot of issues with Japanese culture and what he had to deal with.
Yeah. We can kind of see that today during this coronavirus, there have been some attacks on Chinese people, Chinese Americans, due to paranoia.
Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it happens everywhere. Even, you know, an example is my brother who lives, well, I'm in Florida right now, and he mentioned to me that he was on site at his job and a bunch of kids turn to him and say, hey, Chinaman, you know, do you have the virus? You know, and so what can you do? Step away and just be safe.
Yep, be safe. Don't fall into the ignorance of others.
No.
But on a lighter note, Ethan, you are very well accomplished within your theater career. Could you go over some of your major accomplishments, some things that you did that were like absolute favorite thing to do?
Cool. Well, I just finished doing a UK tour of The King and I, playing Lunta. Sadly, it ended early because of the coronavirus. And we just filmed the live version of Aladdin in the West End. So hopefully that will come out sometime soon next year or the year after. Got to play Aladdin on Broadway as well. And yeah, and Miss Saigon, I mean, I've done quite a lot. Did The King and I got to sing at the Royal Albert Hall with a full 60 full Philharmonic Orchestra. Got to be directed by Trevor Nunn. Got to work with some great people in my career.
All right, and so because you obviously have a lot of training working with different people, would you be willing to share with us a song from Allegiance?
Okay, so I hope the connection works, but the song that I'm going to sing is What Makes a Man, and it is Sammy's first of the many few epic songs that he has to sing throughout the show. And it's a crossroads song for him, where it's his pinnacle point of what he needs to do, what decisions he has to make in his life to make sure that he carries on knowing what kind of person he is and what kind of man he wants to be. So I hope the words can relate to everyone as well. So here goes.
Sorry for having technical difficulties. I'm sure you sounded absolutely amazing, but we miss your held out note at the end there. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm sure you could probably find it on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, but thank you for that. And obviously, you're coping with quarantine with a little bit of wine. And how else are you coping with quarantine?
I'm eating a lot. I've been home in Florida for about 2 weeks, and I'm staying with my brother and his fiance. And Amy is an excellent cook. So so we are going through the whole entire Vietnamese menu every single day and every night. So a lot of rice and not a lot of exercising. So I'm gonna have to get on that.
Yep, might have to start working out from home.
Yes, well, I did buy a kit from Kmart the other day, like a week ago, and I think I finally opened it 2 days ago.
All right, and so what is the first thing that you're gonna do after quarantine is over?
Well, depending on, originally I think I was gonna drive to my parents, but if once all of this is all over and then I can like fly, my main goal is probably to try to get back to the UK to get back to my partner.
Ooh, okay, sounds really. So your partner is currently in the UK.
Yeah, well, he lives there, so we're being torn apart, but not too tragic, because we do talk each day, and hopefully we will be back together again very soon.
Okay.
Like all of us will be. All of us.
Maybe you could use this quarantine time to write a play about that.
Yeah. One day.
All right.
When I stop drinking. No.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ethan. I'm gonna put you backstage. Is that okay?
All right.
So we can introduce our next guest.
Woohoo!
All right. Thank you very much.
Take a poll to see who's blonder, me or the next guest.
Well, obviously it's me. Your hair is kind of white. I'm not gonna lie. This, like, when people think of blonde, they think surfer, But the main thing is I don't surf, so I'm kind of a poser. But that's okay.
Hey, Ginger they have good friends too, so.
All right, thank you very much, Ethan.
All right, man.
All right, take care. All right. Yeah, so fun fact, I don't surf. I am a poser, but that's okay. So without further ado, let's introduce our next guest. She played Hannah Campbell in Allegiance. Please help me introduce Kathleen Stuart. Kathleen!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. How about yourself?
Wonderful. Oh my gosh. Hearing who's that guy? Ethan.
Yeah.
I haven't been drinking. But hearing Ethan sing was such a treat, and like his big notes rang so clearly every night in the performance, and we can still hear it like from Florida. And I'm in Saratoga, and I love seeing all the bamboo behind you in Hawaii.
Yeah, I've got some plants.
Plants,
yep.
They're good. I have some plants. I don't want to move the camera because it's precariously propped up on books and a sewing kit and a reading pillow
Oh,
to be here for you, but
no
I'll
worries.
stream.
No worries.
I still have my little Hawaiian Brahms with me, even though
Oh,
this
nice.
isn't my room. Do you have questions for me? Because I'll just keep talking.
Yes, I do have some questions for you. So, Kathleen, you're originally from Kaneohe, so you have some ties back here in Hawaii. Why don't you just tell us, you're obviously in New York now, so how did you go from being in Hawaii to getting to New York?
Well, it was always my dream. And I started doing community theater at Diamond Head Theater. Was my first community theater. And then I did a bunch of shows at Manoa. Say that again?
You a shooting star with Diamond Head?
No, I don't know if they had that program when I was like 9. But when I was 9, they were casting Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, the Tennessee Williams play. And so my parents would try to get me involved in everything they could. And so that was kind of the first time they had seen something appropriate for a child to audition for in one of the big productions around town. So so I did, and it wasn't a singing thing. And I remember holding my breath for like 2 weeks. And they often cast things really quickly, but maybe it was just because I was a kid. It felt like forever, but I was like, I guess I didn't get it because it felt like forever. But I was one of the kids in the show. And it was a really great introduction to theater.
That's good. So you started in theater when you were young, and now you're in New York living the dream.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of little steps to get to New York, but it's where I always wanted to go. I went to college in London because of a performance I did at Castle High School, Nellie Forbush in South Pacific. And so I was accepted to a musical theater conservatory in London. And then,
nice.
Thank you. And then from there, I went to New York and just started from scratch because there was, I was qualified to be in the union in the UK. However, because I didn't have British citizenship, I couldn't work there. And I had a lot of contacts and amazing teachers there. But it was like, no, you have to go. So, yeah, I just started from scratch in New York. Did a few tours and local things, and it's grown. And I've gotten to come back home and perform first in King and I with the Bright Kid Foundation, and then Allegiance a year ago. Woo! It's a wonderful life. It's truly, I mean, I've had a lot of exciting moments in the different places my career has taken me. But when I've had the chance to come home and work and be with my family and be with my high school friends and like the whole community there, it's been such a treat.
Right on. So obviously you had formal training. Were there any skills that you were self-taught?
Well, my mom really loved musicals and would play the soundtracks for musicals and would like keep up with buying certain CDs of the new musicals. So I would sit and listen like a weirdo with like giant headphones and like rock and listen to I'm not painting a very good picture of myself, but I would listen to like probably the first one was Phantom of the Opera. And then like after that, there was Miss Saigon and Les Mis. Les Mis was first. And Stephen Sondheim. And so I would try to emulate the sounds that I was hearing and the phrasing and like the best of the best singing these things. So then when I was a little older, like an early teen, people were like, how do you do this? And it was really just from copying what I heard. So I guess I taught myself that. And my parents, when they knew I wanted to sing, then they had me study singing lessons formally. Yvonne Iverson is one of my teachers, and she's just the queen. Like I was trying to copy her, because she's so fabulous. I don't know if you know Yvonne, but she's local. And lots of singing teachers. And it really just keeps going. You know, I kind of did think when I finished college that would be the end. Like, I'm a trained actor now, and that's it. And it took me a couple years out of school to realize that you like, there's a certain amount you can keep up on your own, but you have to keep studying with other people. It never stops. You have to keep working with people.
It's an unfinished art form.
Oh yeah, completely. Yeah, there's no finish line or the best. When I've felt the best at what I'm doing, it's really because I've felt so honest or present or things like that. Not necessarily like that note was perfect, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, if it's okay with you, why don't we put your singing skills to the test that we just in?
Yes.
Do you have a song that you'd like to sing today?
Yeah, there were so many beautiful songs in Allegiance, and I really, you know, we've just been working out this thing technically. So, you know, Ethan and I had a beautiful duet, but it won't work for today. And a number of songs that I sang in the show. But I was thinking, because of where we are right now in the world, I wanted to sing something light and fun. And it ties in for me, that role that I mentioned before, Nellie Forbush from South Pacific. I was directed by Ron Bright at Castle High School in that musical. And I have kept singing this song that Nellie sings to myself, like in the world. And it connects also because that show is set in World War II, the same as Allegiance. And I played a nurse in Allegiance, Nurse Hannah Campbell. And Nellie was also a young nurse. She enlisted. And it just resonates with the draft that was just asked for today of doctors and nurses and people wanting to go help and ending up somewhere they've never been before, just because they're trying to do what they think is right. So anyway, it's a light, happy tune. Shall I sing it for you?
Yeah, go right ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, Kathleen Stuart.
Thank you. I'm such a dork. I can't help it. Hold on, I want to look again. Wait.
Okay.
What?
All right. Just want to say, excellent job.
Thank you.
Great recovery. Honestly, the first time you did it, it sounded okay. I don't know what you freaked out about.
I don't know. I did it wrong. I was under rehearsed.
It's okay.
I hope nobody else heard my F-bomb.
At least 64 people did, but you're okay.
Oh, good. Yay,
Yes.
Sherilyn. Hi, Eric. I see the comments. It's so cool. Thanks, Gail. Beautiful.
Yep. All right. So, Kathleen, do you have a dream role that you would like to play someday?
Oh gosh, there are so many. I keep going back to there are two parts in Carousel. I love classic musicals, so Rodgers and Hammerstein. I can't believe how you know, a song like that was written in the 50s, was it? Can't remember. But how things still resonate. So I really love the musical Carousel, and I'd love to play. I've always wanted to be like the romantic lead and the pretty one, so I'd want to be Julie, but obviously I'm like the crazy kooky one. I'm just like definitely Carrie typecast. So that would be a total dream come true to play either one of those parts one day.
I'm sure there that you will. I'm sure.
Thanks, Dylan.
And because you're in New York, You're living the dream. Do you have any advice for any people, upcoming people in theater, the younger generation of theater today who want to be involved in theater? Do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, I would say for someone starting out in theater, like they think they want to do theater, I'd say just do it. Was that it? I'd say just do it. Just do it. There's so much that theater teaches us. Whether you become a professional and the star of your dreams, or whether you move to the technical side, I think all the skills learned on stage and off help me so much in life. Like when I learn something a little more deeply as an actor, as I'm continuing to study, I'm like, oh yeah, that'll make me a better person. So all of it, yeah, just do it, have fun, learn everything you can.
All right. Well, thank you for that advice, Kathleen. I won't let you go yet because I think it's time to bring Kip back as well as Ethan. So let's bring those two back. Kip and Ethan, how are you doing?
Did you bring enough for all of us?
Nobody knows what's in my teacup.
You got to share.
Well, thank you. It was so fantastic to hear you again. It was such a thrill. Yeah, both beautiful, beautiful singing, and thank you. You were such an important part of that production, and just a really important part of the MVT family. Just thank you guys.
Thank you, Kip. It's so cool just to have this opportunity to like say hello to Hawaii and feel that connection.
I know. I keep watching my time hop, and every single day it reminds me that a year ago you were being fabulous in Hawaii.
Living the life.
Well, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And this was episode 2. And remember, please support us. Call Eric at 808-988-6131, or go to our website, manoavalleytheater.com. And you can donate and help support our theater, because it's your theater, by the way. It's not our theater. So I guess that's it, huh?
Aww.
Wait. Am I forgetting something?
Yes, tell us.
So you're the first to know. Next year's season, we're going to open with what I think is a fantastic show, Cambodian Rock Band. And you know that show, right? Yeah. Ethan, maybe you should come do it with us.
You can't afford, man.
and then we're going to follow that by a show that we had to cancel this year, Ken Ludwig's The Game Afoot. And then we're doing a special, our Christmas gift to the community is A Christmas Carol, a live radio play that will be taped for broadcast.
Nice.
And then the Andrews Brothers, which takes us back to World War II time. And it's a great fun, it's just nothing but laughs and fantastic music. Then Be More Chill, which is one of the hottest shows out there right now.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Tiny Beautiful Things, which is a very amazing piece by Cheryl Strayed. And then our Pigeon Fairy Tales, Once Upon One Not a Time.
Yes. Excited.
And then Tenderly, the Rosemary Clooney musical.
Oh, yay. I'll come back for that.
So now you know. So Dylan, thank you for hosting again this week, and thank our guests. Hope to come back.
You guys go, audition for Cambodian Rock Band. I saw it in LA, and it's a great political musical with some great music. And please, definitely go in and rock it out with that one. It's great.
Great show. And by the way, like Once, it's one of those shows where the actors are the musicians as well. So it's a really great.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Dylan. Close up.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Kathleen and Ethan and Kip. It's mirrored. Sorry, it's right here.
Three kisses all around.
For
Drinks all around.
today.
Love you guys.
And
Bye,
thank
Manila.
you to the audience for all your comments and help supporting the theater. Again, if you want to make a donation to Manila Valley Theater, you can call Eric at 808-988-6131 or go to manilavalleytheater.com under Get Involved, and you'll be sent to a page like this where you can select your amount if you want to make it a recurring donation or just a one-time donation, and then follow the easy steps when you hit the next button. Again, that's 808-988-6131 or manilavalleytheater.com under Get Involved. Thank you, everyone, so much.
Yay.
I'm Kathleen,
All right.
along with Stuart, Ethan, and Kip, and I'll see you folks on episode 3.
All right.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Ethan, I'm sorry for forgetting your name. We